that this side is down, you'll want to spin the sheet around. With the groove facing down and tongue facing out. That way for the second row, you'll have your tongue coming back into the groove. The reason why we do it this way is it's much easier to fit the tongue into the groove rather than the groove into the tongue. So, bring your sheet over. Oftentimes you'll want to check the measurements to make sure that a full 8-foot sheet will work, because sometimes you'll have to cut it if it's within a couple inches. What I like to do is hang the factory edge outside the rim joist and make sure that you have the other edge landing directly center on a joist, because later on you can always cut that edge off after, so it's not a big problem. So line the sheet up close to your chalk line. Lay it down like that. You don't want to lay the sheet down too far off of where it needs to be set. The reason for this is that all of the glue is now stuck to the bottom of the sheet of plywood, and when you go to move the sheet over, it brings all that glue with it, and again, defeating the purpose of having the glue on top of your joist between the plywood, laminating it to the floor. So now that you have your sheet down, adjust it, making sure that it's halfway landing on that side joist. As well, line up your groove with your chalk line. So we'll just tap it forward, and in this case, it's perfect. Now you can use a 2-inch nail. Make sure that's on the chalk line. Drive it into one end. Check the other end. Make sure it's on the chalk line. And drive a nail into here. Before sinking this nail, just check the joist, make sure that it's not bowing or out of line. If it is, just simply pull the joist in either direction and sink the nail. Now, you would think that you can nail off this full sheet, but one thing that's very important is to pull your joist centers, because joists are not always perfectly straight. Sometimes they're curved, sometimes they're bowing, so you want to make sure that whichever end your supervisor pulled the layout from, you want to make sure that you check that measurement and make all the joists the same. So what you can do is just hook on, put a pencil mark on the layout. In this case, it's 16-inch centers, but check with your supervisor to make sure you know what the measurement of the joist spacing is. Sometimes it's 16, sometimes it's 19.2, sometimes it's 2 feet.